My son counts backwards from 100 every night before bed. When he reaches 0, someone in our town dies. It started when my son Jasper turned 7 last month. Every night at exactly 9 p.m., he would sit on his bed and begin counting backwards from 100. His voice would become monotone, almost robotic, as he slowly recited each number: 100, 99, 98, until he reached 0. Then he'd immediately fall asleep. At first, I thought it was just a new bedtime routine he picked up somewhere, maybe a counting exercise from school to help him sleep. But then I noticed something disturbing. The first night he finished counting, Mrs. Pemberton from down the street had a heart attack and died in her sleep. I told myself it was just a coincidence. People die every day, especially elderly people like Mrs. Pemberton. But the pattern continued. Every single night that Jasper completed his countdown, someone in our small town of Millfield would die before morning. The second night, 89, 88, 87, and Mr. Rodriguez, the mailman, crashed his car into a tree on his way home from work, dead on impact. The third night, 76, 75, 74, and Sarah Mitchell, a young mother of 2, was found drowned in her bathtub with no explanation for how it happened. I started keeping a journal, documenting each countdown and the corresponding death. After 2 weeks, I had undeniable proof: 13 countdowns, 13 deaths. The lower the number Jasper reached, the more violent the death seemed to be. I tried talking to him about it, but he claimed he had no memory of counting. "I just go to sleep, Daddy," he would say with innocent confusion. "I don't remember anything until morning." Last week, I decided to record him during one of his episodes. What I captured on video made my blood freeze. As Jasper counted backwards, his eyes rolled back until only the whites were visible, and his voice developed a strange echo, as if multiple voices were speaking through him. But the most terrifying part was what happened when he reached 0. For just a split second, his face completely changed. His features twisted into something ancient and malevolent, something that definitely wasn't my son. Then he'd collapse into a peaceful sleep as if nothing had happened. I started researching our town's history, looking for any similar occurrences. What I found in the library archives nearly made me sick. Every 25 years, dating back to 1898, there were newspaper reports of a young boy who would predict deaths through mysterious counting rituals. The headlines were eerily similar. Local boy's strange behavior coincides with series of deaths from 1923. 7-year-old's nightly routine linked to town fatalities from 1923, 1948. Child's countdown predicts mysterious deaths from 1973. And finally, boy's bedtime ritual connected to string of unexplained deaths from 1998. 1998. That was exactly 25 years ago. I would have been 7 years old. I rushed home and called my mother, demanding she tell me about my childhood. After an hour of questioning, she finally broke down, crying. "You did the same thing, Michael," she sobbed. "Every night for exactly 1 year, you would count backwards. People kept dying, and the whole town thought our family was cursed." "What made it stop?" I asked frantically. "It just ended. On your 8th birthday, you stopped counting and never remembered doing it. We moved away immediately and never spoke of it again." My heart sank. Jasper's 8th birthday was in 3 days. That night, I sat in his room and watched the countdown begin. 82, 81, 80. His voice was getting deeper with each number, and I could see something dark moving behind his rolled back eyes. As he reached the lower numbers, the temperature in the room dropped drastically, and I could hear whispers in a language I didn't recognize. 15, 14, 13. The whispers were getting louder, more urgent. 10, 9, 8. I realized the entity wasn't just using Jasper to predict deaths. It was feeding on them, growing stronger with each soul it claimed. 5, 4, 3. I had to do something. I couldn't let this thing finish whatever ritual it was performing through my son. 2, 1. I lunged forward and shook Jasper violently just as he was about to say 0. His eyes snapped back to normal, and he looked at me with confusion. "Daddy, why are you crying?" For the first time in weeks, no one died that night, but I knew I had only delayed the inevitable. The entity was still inside him, waiting. The next morning, I found a note slipped under our front door, written in a child's handwriting that wasn't Jasper's. "You can't stop the cycle. The harvest must be completed. 25 years of souls, all leading to the final countdown. Tonight is Jasper's 8th birthday. He's already sitting on his bed, and I can see his eyes starting to glaze over. But this time, he's not starting from 100. He's starting from 1,000.